Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to the voices of Sailor Moon.
We've been on a long mythical journey. Thank you, guys.
Guys, we have somebody who wasn't on the program or on the schedule, but the voice of Sailor Saturn, Christine Marie Cabanos, is here with us too. Where is she?
She's been hiding there all weekend.
She's been there all week.
I'm just waiting for this moment.
Just in that corner waiting for this moment.
Awesome. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Thanks for coming.
So if you guys have questions, then what I'm going to need you to do is to stand up and speak really loud so that I can hear you, and then I will repeat it back. And then our lovely Sailor Guardians will answer for you. I'm going to get it started off. You can all introduce yourselves.
Okay.
And your Sailor Guardian counterparts.
Sure.
And then we'll go into how did you get your role in Sailor Moon?
Oh, okay.
Hi, my name is Cristina Vee, and I voice Sailor Mars.
I'm Amanda C. Miller, and I voice Sailor Jupiter.
I'm Veronica Taylor, and I'm Sailor Pluto.
And I'm Christine Marie Cabanos, and like they said, I'm Sailor Saturn.
And we're in, just to clarify, you probably know, we're in Sailor Moon Crystal, and then we're in the Viz Media version. We are not responsible for your wonderful childhood.
Right. Yeah.
Don't want to steal credit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
How'd you get the part?
How'd I get the part?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got the audition, and I was so surprised and so happy, I started crying. Then my boyfriend at the time was like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I got this amazing audition. Isn't that a good thing?" Yes! So then I read for it, and interestingly enough, I got called back for Sailor Moon and Luna.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I had a feeling like from what I was getting that they had me on like for Luna, but then they had me read for her, and he was like, "Man, you're messing up my casting, because I think you'd be great for Sailor Mars."
You're like, yes, I agree.
Yes, yeah, sure. But I didn't know. You know what? That can mean anything. It doesn't mean you're going to get cast as it.
Right.
You know. So I waited for, I don't know how long we waited. Then I heard back, and Shar told me, "I hope you like red." And I was like, "What does that mean?" So that's how I got the part.
I also got the audition from Jamie, who's he's the guy who runs Studiopolis. This table's wet. Am I crazy?
Yes. Is it what?
He's wet.
Damn.
Oh, do you want to move?
Yeah.
Should we move?
It's fine. I'll just not lean on the table. I'll sit like this, look really important. But yeah, so I got the audition from Jamie, and again, it was the same thing of like, what? Because they said, they're like, we're not going to say the name of the show. It's top secret. But then
like,
all the sides, like all the audition dialogue said like Sailor Jupiter, Sailor Moon. Like they didn't hide it very well.
Yeah, it was like moon prism power makeup.
Yeah, it was
like, oh, I wonder what this is.
Because like for video games, if they want to be top secret, they'll use a code name. They'll use code names for all the characters. Even like the special attacks, they'll like make it so it's not clear. But this was like, yeah, it's top secret, but we don't really care that much. So they always figure it out. Yeah, so this one was like they said the character name. So I auditioned for all 5 girls, and then Luna, and also Queen Beryl, and then I sent it off, and I had heard like a month or two later, we were like hanging out at a party, and people were like, "Did you hear about that audition going around?" And they were talking like, "Yeah, I heard they didn't find who they were looking for, so they're doing another round or something like that."
Really?
So in my head, I was like, or like I guess maybe it might have been for a couple characters, but in my head, I'm like, "Oh, I guess I didn't get it then." But well, it was cool to at least have gotten a chance. And then like a week later, I got an email being like, "Hey," from the casting director, like, if there was to be an announcement of some sort at Anime Expo this year, would you be available? Yes, if there were to be some sort of announcement, I could be available. He's like, great. And then he disappeared back into the shadows. It's like Jamie Simone is very, like, even during sessions, he'll pop his head in and be like, hey, so blah, 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 cool, all right. And then you just don't see him for like months. So anyway, and then like weeks go by, I'm like, what does that mean? Does it mean I'm in it? Does it mean I'm close? And then eventually he's like, congratulations, you're in the cast of the show. And then information about AX, but he didn't actually say like who I was or when I was starting. And so I'm just like sitting there and like 2 months went by. I'm like, do they need me? Did I get recast? Who am I? And so eventually I'm like, Jamie, I understand if you've recast me, but I appreciate you. He's like, no, your character. He's like, your character, Sailor Jupiter, does not come until episode 25. And I was like, I lost my mind because Sailor Jupiter was my favorite character growing up.
Wow.
So I'm like the odds
That's
of
pretty neat.
The odds of getting an audition for the show and then getting cast in the show and then being the character, like it was just like I'm like that's too much to ask. That's too much
Amazing.
to ask. So it was very cool.
I was living in New York when this was all cast originally, so I never auditioned when you guys did. But I moved to Los Angeles, and then I guess Sailor Pluto doesn't come in till who knows when. She's way out in the outer regions. So anyway, mine was much more simple. I auditioned for a couple of roles, and then I got one. Yeah. So happily, I was living in LA. Otherwise, I wouldn't have auditioned.
And I remember I auditioned for the 5 inners first, and I didn't get any of those, and I was like, oh, my friends got it. I'm like, oh, so happy for them. And then another wave came in for the outers, and I was like, oh, I got really excited, trying to get too excited. And I got my audition through Facebook.
What? Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. What? Jamie contacted me through Facebook instead of anything. I don't know.
Because it couldn't find
Yeah, I'm really glad I checked Facebook that day, because I don't always check Facebook.
Yeah.
So if that didn't happen, it wouldn't have auditioned. But so I auditioned for all of the outers, and then on my way back from my college graduation, I had just graduated like in my cap and gown, and then I got the news that I was Sailor Saturn.
Oh, that's neat.
So it was like a really, really exciting day that day.
Wow.
Okay, so do we have any questions from the audience? All right, can you stand and
Sure.
project?
Hi.
Well, my first question is if you guys went to Pizza yesterday.
What?
No, we
Pizza,
didn't
pizza.
make pizza.
Oh, us, yes. We didn't make it to the
Yes,
to the
Scott
one across
Pilgrim.
from Honest Ed's from Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, we wanted to relive Scott Pilgrim.
I wanted to go really bad, but it got too late, and I keep thinking about the bug in the pizza, and I don't know if it's worth it. I don't want to give Christina food poisoning. because
I am
This time.
so
pizza.
impervious to everything.
That's
You
true.
know me.
Yeah.
I live that life.
But then my next question is, obviously because Sailor Moon's been around for so long, and there was like the original dub before you guys were around, so I'm sure before you got cast you watched the show. I was just wondering, I know Amanda already mentioned it, but who your favorite characters were when you originally watched it, and then if you could play any other of the Sailor Guardians, which one you would want to play?
Well, my favorite character, Christine, reminded me growing up with Sailor Venus. And I don't know, it's hard to choose because I don't want to be like, I'm going to
Steal your part.
Pick this part.
Right.
Well, we've already recorded
Alternate
it, so you can't
universe
recap.
version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't know. I guess if I had to choose, I like Sailor Moon a lot.
Probably all of us would.
Yeah, right?
She has the most lines.
She has the most lines. She has the most like emotional journeys.
Yeah, exactly. You get to do a lot.
And Darien.
Yeah. Yeah.
Darian.
I think that's my favorite. Sailor Moon's always been my favorite. Easiest to remember.
Me?
Favorite, yeah.
What was the question?
Favorite, and who would you rather play?
Oh, growing up, I liked Chibiusa a lot.
Mm.
And I never actually got to see Sailor Saturn growing up. So I never knew about any of her story, but I don't think I would actually. Can I choose to stay as Sailor Saturn?
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah.
No?
We all had to
Is that
pick.
not the
Well-
question? Okay. Well, then I would be Chibiusa if I couldn't be Sailor Saturn.
I feel like it's probably basic. I feel like I'd be Uranus.
Ooh,
Cause I feel
good
like
one.
I feel like she's like the, was it Poke Evolve? What is the Poke Evolve
Poke
form
Evolution,
of
no.
Jupiter?
Here's the thing. They reached out, they're like, Christina, we would love for you to read for Sailor Uranus.
And you're like, I'm already in your show.
Like, okay. I'll do my best.
Sailor Uranus.
Sailor Uranus.
All right, we got another one over here. Yes.
Awesome.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Because the Sailor Guardians are basically Japan's Avengers, as your characters, could you say your favorite line from the MCU?
Favorite line from the MCU.
Oh my gosh, I can't even remember anything.
And
I
the
can't remember
dialogue is
any
so
lines.
long.
It'll be weird because it won't be in his voice though.
Okay, I got it. The sun's getting real low.
It doesn't have the same effect when I say it.
What did you it?
Puny God.
I have no lines from the MCU.
I know
How
it.
about,
Okay.
I wish I were in the world of the MCU. Please, gods, let me be.
Oh, I know. I love you 3000.
Oh wait, are there children in this room?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was
Yes.
thinking about the one where he's like, "You've been to space."
Oh,
Spider-Man.
Over here?
I'm gonna say something different. Have you met any of the original Sailor people, and are any of them in this one? And the last question is, how is it different than how are your voice acting different than the original white TV thing? Because I was over there when they were making the original Sailor Moons back in the 90s and 2000s. I was around when they were making.
Right.
I know
That's pretty
everybody
neat. Yeah.
I know Jill. I know everybody else. Susan Roman, and I know all the other and Terry. I know all those other people from back in the 90s. So I.
I've met some of the actors at conventions, which has been a real treat. Actually, before I even was on the show. So I'm a huge fan of theirs, for sure. I have no idea what Sailor Pluto sounded like in the original. They were very specific with me about what they wanted Sailor Pluto to sound like now, but I don't have any way to compare it to what happened before me.
Yeah, this dub was not meant to, it was not in any way meant to like replace the original. Like that's like our part of our childhood, will live in our hearts. It was meant to be more just a version that's basically going back to the original Japanese and trying to be as honest to that as possible. So it was less about, there was no trying to like mimic or draw from the original dub, and it was more just trying to be like, you were cast because you bring something, so bring that.
So I actually almost didn't read for Mars. I'm like, I don't sound like this character at all. I don't know why I thought that, but that was my opinion at the time. And then like they played it back, I was like, oh, I do.
I can be that.
Okay, cool.
And I have you met the original cast? Couldn't remember all the parts of the
No,
question.
I met
Last
Linda
year, actually.
Valentine.
Sabrina
Right, Linda I've met, yeah.
Jill was here.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the other people here.
That's right, and she was
Pluto. She was Pluto and she was Anne.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, she's so nice.
I love the original cast. Like whenever I get to hang out with them at cons, we'll like hang out in the hotel room and just drink wine and just chat. But there's like really badass women.
Yeah.
Like was it Stephanie is like a showrunner on like two different shows, and then like Barbara, who was Neptune, I think, in the original. She's like a published author, like a novelist.
Yeah.
Like
She's working on her second book now.
yeah, they're all so cool.
You know everything.
Everything.
I used to write for a Sailor Moon blog.
Did you really? Oh,
And
wow.
you rent.
Now I run a Sailor Moon
Yeah.
blog.
She runs the Pretty Heroes. It's a
how
magical
cool.
girl
Cool.
show.
Oh, wow.
Stephanie Morgenstern.
Yeah.
She was the original Sailor Venus, and she created the Flashpoint TV series and X Company.
Whoa.
She's very busy and very talented.
Oh.
That's
cool.
She's a really cool person to meet whenever you get the chance. She's so busy that's why she doesn't do a lot of
Yeah.
cons.
Yeah.
I only met her for the first time at your show.
Yeah, and it took me 3 years to get her.
Amazing.
Mercury's harder to get. The original Mercury's harder to get.
I still haven't met her.
Yeah.
Last time I saw her
Karen
was at-
Bernstein doesn't do a lot of cons. As far as I understand, she's an agent now, so she doesn't. It's a little weird to her.
Our Mercury is hard to get to, so maybe it's just like a Mercury thing. They're like elusive. They're elusive legendary Pokemon.
Are you saying we're easy?
Yeah,
we're here? Is that what-
We're live. Where you want me to go? Where do you want me to be? I'll be there.
Yeah.
All right, another question. The pink?
Oh, yes. Hi. All right, so I can project. I'm trained in theater.
Hi, awesome.
And also classical singing.
Very cool.
So I have a question about that actually. When it comes to voice acting, you do like a lot of screams. Do you use any sort of vocal warm-ups or vocal techniques that are applied to singing, minus the bubba, that would kind of cross over between those two types of
Yes.
screaming?
Right.
Singing's controlled screaming anyway.
Right. Good question.
I'm bad about doing warm-ups, but I definitely used a lot of my theater training, like link ladder stuff, and there's some singing stuff in there. Like you just kind of learn you almost know how to do it naturally. Like, you're probably not thinking about it, but like if you had to go into a booth and scream, you wouldn't be doing like the blood curdling screams that are like just your vocal cords rubbing together. You try to do some, I don't know if it's open more, I don't
From
know.
your diaphragm. Yeah, if you scream from your throat, you're gonna tear it up.
Yeah.
Right.
So I had a character who screamed in Tales of Berseria. Have you guys played that? She's just full of rage, always screaming. Like there was no getting around it. There was no saving it for the end because it was like every other line. So I asked my vocal coach what I should do, and she told me like whenever I was starting to feel a little fatigued to blow through a coffee straw and just go do that, and it worked. Like I never came home with a sore throat.
What does it do? Does it like reset the muscles?
I think it does.
Or just kind of like relax?
I think it also
Loosen, like,
refocuses because brings you up into here.
Yeah.
And so it takes you
That's
out
out
of
of here.
all of this. So it
Relaxes
focuses
your
toward the
throat,
fun.
maybe?
Yeah, it was so helpful.
Yeah, because a lot of times if you're warming up, if you start with like, you're in here, but brings it all forward. So yeah. That's why I've never heard the straw, but maybe that's another way to just really focus.
Yeah. My teacher also said to start with humming instead of like actual like vocalizing first, just to warm it up even before everything else.
Yeah, I definitely do warm-ups before and like a cool down after a session, regardless of what it is. When I lived in New York, I would walk and do that. In LA, you can do that in your car. Yeah, but it's definitely, like you were saying, it's all your support. And I think the more training you have, you learn how to support, how to refocus your voice, and you can pop a yell into a different area so that you can yell from here, you can yell from here, you can go from here. You know, like you've got your whole range in there, so you can shift your voice around the more training you have, I would say, which you have. Yeah.
Shifting from chest to head, like when you
Sure.
if you start with the low, like I'm a medicine. So
Yeah.
I do a lot of chesty stuff, then I gotta go like wah.
Yeah, but it depends on the character, because if you're screaming from here, like it all depends.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
sure.
Okay, no more questions over here.
Hi, so first thing for Christina and Christine, I remember the other day at a panel we were all talking about Canadian food and the subject of beaver tails came up. I wanted to mention that there's actually a beaver tail food truck outside of the
Yeah, there
aquarium.
is.
Oh, there is.
Inside of this building.
Oh, we didn't see. Oh wait, it was.
Did you see it?
Is it also with the pizza and everything? I saw like a food truck outside the aquarium.
It's right outside of this building. I noticed it yesterday
it's
when I was
outside.
getting back to the
Just go
park.
up the escalators.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
next to the
You
building.
just want to get to street level and then just go out and hang right.
Okay, cool. I heard it's like Nutella and stuff on it,
This
right?
building and the
It
aquarium.
can be.
It can
Yeah.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Secondly, I just wanted to know, do you have any stories of how Sailor Moon has had a positive impact on both girls and boys, either from fans or like people in your personal life?
Okay, the positive impact of Sailor Moon.
I mean, I was always surprised because I assumed growing up it was like, oh, Sailor Moon's a girl show, like, because me and all my female friends would play it. But the number of men who come up to the table who are like, yeah, I watched it too. Like, it's actually really encouraging that I don't know if I kind of want to say 50-50, but maybe like,
It's very close.
it's very close to 50-50. And it's like, and some guys are like, yeah, I like the short skirts, but it's like, for the most part, there's a lot of guys who are just like, I loved the show. And I think that's just so cool. But I love hearing the intergenerational stories. They're like, I grew up watching it, now I have a kid, and now we watch it together. Like, it's just, it's great to hear families bonding over it. And then especially like there was one, do you remember that? Where we were like crying. There was a girl who came up to us once who talked about how her and like her twin sister used to watch it or something, and then her sister died. And she was like cosplaying as like Sailor Moon, and she was like telling us how much it meant to us because she's like, now I get to rewatch it, and I feel like she's there.
That's pretty neat.
So it's like bonding people no matter where they are.
One thing that I found is that what I think is so cool is that you have this band of friends who are fighting these demons that we in this world cannot relate to physically for what they look like. They're all so strange and horrible, but ultimately what you're talking about is the love that we all carry inside of us and the power that that has, and how when we're with our friends, we can accomplish anything and we can defeat these demons. I mean, the demons that so many of us are dealing with in life, mentally, physically, with people, with, poison in our food. I mean, like, there's a ton of different things that we're dealing with every day. And through Sailor Moon, we're able to see how positivity and love and friendship, togetherness, can help to accomplish goals. And that's one thing that I've learned from being on the show and from watching the show. And I think that's pretty powerful. And it's simply friends, and so through that, we can take that into the bigger world and, together accomplish anything, So that's what I think.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I almost cried.
Yeah. Okay. But it's true. There's a lot of demons, right? And so one step at a time and we move forward. So should we answer questions faster to get it more in? Because I don't know when this ends, but yes.
We still have about 10 minutes.
Oh, perfect.
So
Okay.
The leafy shirt there.
I was just curious to know how you all started out as voice actors.
How did you start out as voice actors?
I'll try to make it fast. I loved Sailor Moon when I was a kid. And so I found like a .mov of Eternal Sailor Moon speaking in Japanese. And when I was like 12, it clicked that it was an actual job. And since then, I just kind of started doing it at any chance I got. And I'm lucky that I live in LA. I actually got my first job from auditioning when I was 16 at an anime convention. They liked my voice, they brought me into audition, and then I just kept working hard from there.
Wow. That's wild.
They were looking for people at the convention?
No, it was like a prize.
Was it like AX Idol?
No, it wasn't AX Idol. It was a Bang Zoom panel.
Oh.
And then they're like, oh, it's just for fun. And they're like, actually, how did you do that? Like, can you please come audition?
Wow.
So I auditioned for Samurai Champloo.
What?
Yeah, that's how long it's been.
Wow. I was a theater major, so I trained in acting first, and then I went to LA. Before I went to LA, I did some workshops. Bang Zoom has Adventures in Voice Acting workshop that travels all over. I don't know if they come to Canada, but they probably yeah, but no, it's great.
I love it here.
But they do workshops, and they so you got to practice anime dubbing, and I got to practice some video game stuff. I'm like, oh, I really like this. So I ended up moving to LA after I graduated college, did an internship at Bang Zoom, and basically they kind of would let me do some background voices and kind of slowly build up from there until I started auditioning for real parts, got an agent, and been doing it for 8 years or so.
Yeah.
I started acting when I was 5. I went to college and grad school for acting. I toured the United States with several acting companies. I moved to New York. I was working on, soap opera, some TV stuff, and I was working with an acting coach on a monologue for an audition, and he just happened to get a call from someone to say, can you recommend anyone for a high girl voice for an anime thing, which I auditioned for and booked, and then they said, can you audition for this, and things went from there. My first voice acting role was in the Batman stunt show at Six Flags Great Adventure. I was Chase Meridian and Spice in that, and then I got to do the voice for all the shows that were around the country at the time. So that was my first real role, and then after that, cartoons came. And now I do a lot of audiobooks as well, and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Cool. And you guys have Rugrats out here, right? Of course, right? Yeah, I used to memorize the episodes and dub them when I was a kid.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys used to do that, but I still didn't think it was a realistic job that people could get. So I studied singing instead, all the way up until high school, and then an opportunity came to be a production assistant at a studio, and I took it. And I learned all the background stuff on dubbing and voice acting. And then after a year, I requested to audition for Azusa and Keion. And I got it. And then I stopped being a production assistant and then was just a voice actor full time after that.
That's really neat.
Fun fact, we worked there at the same time.
We did.
I was an intern when she was the receptionist.
Yes.
Okay. Over here.
I said that it was my favorite word too.
Nice.
But I was really irritated with how obsessed she was with boys. And that was annoying after a while. So I'm just wondering, is there anything about your characters that you knew that you found annoying and it was almost difficult to do, or do you kind of
No, unfortunately, I'm too much like her in that sense. Like, I've had to do. I did a lot of therapy, like because I was very much like my college boyfriend for like 6 years afterwards. I was like, he'll come back, it'll be fine. So like I kind of relate to that. So, but no, it's good. I've worked through a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
But so actually, I really relate to that stuff, and so it's not. I mean, it's funny, but it's also kind of like I get the heart of it. It's just it's just like you want to be loved, and the fear of abandonment. You're like, will somebody come back? And so that actually helped me channel into the character. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I didn't. I don't like though that it seems like she's banking her future on a guy. Like, I mean, she wants to be a bride, and like that's cool, but like that's her dream is to like be a bride and open a flower shop. And it's like, which is sweet, but it's also like, I don't know. I feel like she kind of is hoping somebody will come save her. Yeah, like it's, and like I feel like I'd love to see her like make more decisions of like, okay, well he can come or he can not come, but like I'm gonna do a flower shop, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and like.
Isn't there something in like the manga where like they can't have boyfriends? We'll just say.
Oh, maybe.
Right?
Like a rule, a guardian rule.
Yeah, a guardian rule. So.
Yeah, so she needs to find some other goals, I think, for a little while.
Well, I mean, they don't seem to have anyone in Crystal Tokyo unless they're hiding somewhere.
They're very busy, okay? Fighting evil takes a lot of time.
Listen, I'm just saying, like, they had boyfriends in Crystal for...
They did for 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Did you find that funny?
I laughed. I shouldn't have laughed. It was just, like, so comical how quickly they're like, nope, not anymore. I'm like...
Yeah, that was really weird. And I was like, you're feeling a little... way too sad for this right now. You like literally just remembered.
I'm just saying. I always thought Nephrite was so hot, and so when I was so glad that they actually like tapped into that in Crystal. I'm like, yeah, let's have them like.
Who was mine? Do you remember?
You had the misogynistic one.
Did I?
Yeah, he's the one who hated women. Who's like, women suck.
Oh, that guy.
And he got run over by a plane or something. I remember getting
true?
I thought he got ran over by a plane. But then Queen Beryl frozen.
I don't even have friends.
He ends up getting frozen, so I guess he got run over by a plane and then frozen, which is not a great day.
Any other annoying quirks with your characters?
Sailor Pluto, the difficulty there is that she really shows no emotion, so we actually had to go back and re-record some lines that were too warm. So the big, that was a challenge for me that, I feel like she's very caring, but she really is not allowed to show it. So that was difficult. Because I love love. What can I say? I love people.
I think for me, I wanted to shake her when she would be, because she has such low self-esteem because of, there's like a demon inside her, so like, you can blame her. But like she was like, I'm not worth it. Like I should just die. Like I'm not, like I shouldn't be here. And I was just like, no, you're worth something. Don't say that.
Can we quickly tell the story about Sailor Saturn and you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we got, Christine came over to our place and she brought the Sailor Moon DVD and we were watching like the Saturn episodes and we're just like, man, she's always getting hurt. She's always tripping. She's always like
having heart attacks.
Oh gosh. Like, man, poor Saturn. So she left. And then I hear like, is that how I heard? I heard you like saying help.
Yeah, I walked out to my car with the DVD, and then I had like rolled my ankle and tripped onto the asphalt. The DVD went flying out of the case, and I was just on the floor. And then I was like, oh no! I was like, I can't walk. What do I do? So I had to crawl back up the driveway and like weakly knock at the casino door. Like,
did I carry you?
Yeah, you had to carry me.
Oh my god!
But the timing was just so perfect.
You're like, what's up with this chick?
Horrible.
All right, so I think we have time for just a couple more.
All right, we'll go fast. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you guys watch anime in your spare time? And if you do, what was the last anime that you watched?
Do you watch anime? What was the last anime you watched?
It's so hard to watch it.
I know. Like it's weird. We all watched it before we.
Now we do, yeah.
Now we don't have time because we're in it.
Yeah. I watched a few episodes of Cannon Busters that just got released on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I love it. I'm also in it.
I wrote the English script for that.
Yeah.
So that's canon. Yeah, I wrote the English dialogue for Cannon Busters. So
Awesome.
check that
That's
out on
cool.
Netflix. It's really cool. So I would say that's the last anime I watched because you also have to watch it because you're like writing to it and trying to make the mouths flap and also be like, that's a funny joke. I'm gonna put that in there. So it's a really cool show. It's like Firefly meets like Samurai Champloo kind of.
cool.
Would you say? It's cool. So that's probably the last one. And I also try to watch Boruto when I can. I don't have cable, so I like log into my dad's like direct TV thing and try to watch the Toonami episodes.
I think I watched Fulikuli. And then does Rilakkuma and Kaoru? That's on Netflix now. That counts
that
as
one's so cute.
that. It's really I love that.
love that.
I have a character in that too, so I was watching that. So yes, I'm only watching things I'm in.
And yeah, I watched Furikuri because I'm in that one too. And my boyfriend does sound mixing, so he's always working on new anime that's coming out.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
I can't say what they are, but like I just pop in and watch a little bit whenever he's working, so I get to see.
And even after you watch it, you can't say what it is. I
Yeah,
have
I
no
can't
idea
say
what
what
I
it
just
is.
watched.
Yeah, I can't say what
No,
it
I'm
is.
just kidding. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Over here? Yeah.
It's not really on the topic of Sailor Moon, but what's a fun fact about each of you?
Fun fact.
A fun fact. I listen to murder podcasts all the time.
Tell them the fun fact you told me the other day. I'm about to turn 32, and tell me the fun fact you told me
What fun fact?
about the statistics about 32-year-old men.
Oh yeah. So by listening to murder podcasts, I found out that women who live alone who are 32 specifically are like the most likely to get murdered.
Oh no!
I turn 32 next month. I'm like, no.
Get a dog.
Yeah, I know. Too much work.
It's
Yeah.
fun on Halloween. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a weird fact, Amanda?
I was born in Germany.
That's a good one.
Yeah, my mom's from France. I had a weird international upbringing.
Cool.
National upbringing.
I have a wood shop certification. I know how to use power tools. I used to make sculptures. Yeah, I used to make giant sculptures. Yeah, I have a fine arts degree.
Yeah, I'm a certified stage combatant. I'm a truck driver. What else? I rollerblade, and I love radishes with a good butter and salt on French bread.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, I went
about
to
that?
Mexico like a month ago, and they gave me just like olives with like clamato
Yes.
and like
Nice.
salt. Guys, it's so good. Oh my god, love it.
Fun
You guys don't know
fact.
it's
Clamato, like tomato juice?
Yeah, like tomato juice.
With clams in it.
With clams?
Isn't that
probably what it's
isn't that the
called.
clam?
Oh, I'm a vegetarian.
That's the clam. It was probably fake. It was probably fake.
Okay, good.
It was beyond clams. They're fake.
Okay.
Next question?
One more. He's got a really good question.
Yes? Who? They all do. Go. We'll go answer fast. Go.
okay.
Go fast.
A flower.
Yes.
Do your battle calls?
Oh boy.
Which
okay.
one?
Powers.
Remind me what mine
How
is.
about? Yeah. Go.
Oh. Jupiter Oak Evolution!
Mars Flame Sniper.
Oh my! You can't.
Silent Glaive!
Isn't it like
That's Pluto power makeup. Hers are ours. More like that. Dead scream.
Yeah, she's just like, Anthony's like, I don't yell.
She doesn't
I don't do
anything.
But Pluto's too cool.
Anyway.
We probably have time for one more because
Yeah.
I'm short.
Anyone faster? Fast.
I feel bad because they got us over here late.
Yeah,
all
how about that?
Rainbow stripes.
How does it feel to or listen to the show's audio again after you voiced in it? Is it awkward to hear your own voice, or is it just kind of natural after so voice acting?
I haven't really
What's
watched
it like
much.
to watch it after you recorded?
It's kind of cool. It's like, in the beginning it was super weird because I'm like, oh, that's my voice. But there are times where I'm like, I could tell my voice is probably not on point that day, and it's
Yeah?
annoying that
Really?
that's captured forever.
Like, Well, the episodes I've seen, I'm like, yeah.
Well, it'll be good, but I'm saying like sometimes I have allergies, and so sometimes I didn't realize that it's not. So I'm like, oh no, that's there forever.
But nobody probably notices except for you.
Except for me.
Right,
and I'll live in my dreams forever.
Also when you're trained as an actor too, you have to step outside yourself and be able to critique it or be able to, watch it. But I think what's cool is that we're involved in these great characters that you can get lost in the story and just kind of watch it, which I think is pretty extraordinary, actually.
What do you think is the reason that the Sailor Moon has such a staying power? We're here more than 25 years after this franchise
25?
started.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
You're old.
It's magical, that's for sure.
Well, it started back in 1992.
Spring chicken.
Wow, that's amazing.
Wow. I mean, definitely, it was so important to us, And the message is still clear and it still carries over. And it's sad, but there is such a lack of shows like Sailor Moon. Like when I was a kid growing up seeing it, I thought it was just a thing. Like, oh yeah, girls are awesome. And then just after that, there was nothing for a long time like this.
Right.
So I think that's the reason why.
Yeah, magical, girl power, it's kind of universal in that sense of, I think it's pretty amazing.
It was so different for what was out at the time.
Yeah.
Not just the girl element, but also just there's so many things about it that were so progressive that even in the 90s, it was 92, 91, and it's they're like, yeah, we're gonna have lesbians, we're gonna have people who like gender it just wasn't a thing. And so I think it was such an inclusive world. It was women, men, come on in. It's a magical world for everyone.
We're 14.
Yeah, we're 14.
I think the nice thing about having such because we have so many guardians, everybody can kind of relate to one. Mm-hmm. So I think it having so many speaks to a lot of people, and I think they, you grow attached to that one and you feel like you see yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel that's the reason.
I'm totally in love with Sailor Mars now. I'm yeah, that's me. What is it? War and flames?
Yeah.
Burn it down.
Burn it down.
All right. Okay, I think we have to clear
You guys,
the room
thank you
for
so
the
much.
I don't know.
Is it the North Hall?
We're all down in that kind of quote celebrity row down there, and we're there. I don't know. I'm there till 5. What about you guys?
I'm only here until I have 30 minutes to sign, so please catch me.
Yeah, catch her first, but we'll all be at our tables.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Christina,
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.